Endurance sports are incredibly simple in that you have one goal, and that's to not give up. If you can endure, you'll finish every single thing you start. All you have to do is not give up. That's what drew me to the sport, and that's why I chose to do a 50-mile ultramarathon. I had done a marathon a couple years prior, and towards the end, I was like, if I had more food and water, I could definitely keep going a few more miles, maybe even another 24 miles.
All right, guys, this is gonna be my documentary of training and doing a 50-mile race. If I have more training this time, 50 miles, shouldn't be too bad. I have 3 months and 1 week to train.
And I figured that would be enough since I had 2 months to train for my marathon.
I've been doing a good amount of cardio for the past couple of months, so I'm not untrained for sure. Let's get into the purpose. Why am I doing this? Because it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to run a few miles. It's not easy to run 10 nor 50. When you do hard things, there's something very valuable about that. You learn things about yourself. The list goes on and on, but if you haven't done one hard thing today, go do it.
So my fitness prior to starting training was about 10 to 15 miles of running per week. And I'll do some decent amount of cardio at the gym, like stair machines, high intensity interval training on that. And then so I had some base fitness in me, and I'd been consistently getting 10 to 15,000 steps every single day. But now, since I was training for 50 whole miles, I would definitely need to step it up.
It's August 11th today. My race is November 18th. If you couldn't see from the sun, it's like super hot. It's like 100, about 100. In November, my race will be at 45 degrees to like 70 degrees. So that's gonna be way cooler. And now I'm training for being heat adapted. So when it cools down, I should be pretty good. Start a week 3 50-miler training. So week 1 went pretty good. Week 2, I only had like 17 miles and I didn't run many days of the week. I think only 3 or 4. I think I just needed more recovery. And then now I got it and now I'm feeling pretty good. So I think week 3 should be pretty solid. And yeah, let's just crank out this run.
I never followed a specific training plan, just kind of going by feel and doing about 1 log run per week. The first month and a half of training went pretty well. I was feeling okay. I wasn't getting too sore. I never got hurt until I got these different shoes. Basically, they gave me extensor tendonitis, which is top of foot pain right here where that tendon just gets swollen. And it does not feel great. This injury really sucked mentally because I thought that if I wasn't going to be trained enough, there'd be a chance I'd get really injured or have to DNF the race, which stands for did not finish, which would be basically the worst case scenario since my main goal in going into the race was just to finish. So I finally got some different shoes. They were Ultras Lone Peak Trail Runners. They basically had no toe drop, which really helped with the top of foot pain. This basically fixed my problem. It would still flare up after some longer runs. From that 2 months to 3 months into the training plan, my feet were just healing up. I still wasn't going very hard because I just did not want to injure it more and have it flare up during my race. But yeah, these shoes were great. I'm still using them. When they get worn out, I might buy the same ones again because they just have that 0 toe drop and they work great. So tendons take a lot longer to heal than muscles, so that's why I couldn't really go that hard into training again. But I did go backpacking with some of my family in the Grand Canyon. That was 10 miles over 2 days, and that went pretty well. And then 2 weeks prior to the race was my longest hike and run. I hiked Mount Charleston, which was a mile up in elevation, and it was 18 miles. So that was definitely a good indicator. I ate a bunch of food the entire way to try to train my gut. But I feel like I'm pretty much well trained enough. As you know, my foot has been not doing great, but it's been a lot better. But it's been healing up. And that went pretty well. So that gave me some confidence going into the race that I definitely would hopefully not DNF. And then run /hike 50 miles. I'm definitely going to be doing more hiking than maybe I originally intended. I'm sure the last 10 miles would be like mostly hiking. So the longest run in my training plan was only 13 miles, which is a half a marathon, which is definitely not recommended. And then I did like a 12-mile long run, a 10-mile long run. Those all went pretty okay. And the longest hike was 18 miles. A little bit of running in that hike, but basically all just hiking. Going into race day, I was nervous, but excited. There was 0 thoughts going through my brain that I wouldn't finish, so that was good. Me and my dad camped out at the parking lot on my truck bed, the night before the race so that I could just wake up and be right there at the finish line, nice and easy. And then besides that, no one sleeps great on race day, and I certainly didn't. I was in bed for like 8 hours, but I woke up a couple times or a few times. But yeah, I was just ready to get going and get on the trail. So I got my bib and I lined up at the start line. So the race is 2 19-mile loops and then a 12-mile out and back. So I knew all I wanted to focus on was just get through the first 19-mile loop. That would take about 3 or 4 hours. Get back, rehydrate.
Well, you still have a lot more to go. How do you feel?
Pretty good. Hydrated right up over here, but then you have to go over there and check in.
I was so ready to go. I tried to imagine how it would feel to finish. So I tried to eat only clean foods during the entire race. So at the aid station, I would only eat fruit or anything that's basically just raw food, mainly fruit, a lot of watermelon, a lot of bananas. And then the bars I would bring with me only had 4 ingredients in them, like dates, sea salt, and like some type of nut.
Water, electrolytes.
So that was pretty clean. And I also brought with me like 20 rice balls. I cooked a bunch of rice, put soy sauce on them, and then put these in like parchment paper, and I would carry a few with me for every few times. And I would basically try to eat something every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, eat something that's about 100 to 200 calories, and then hydrate constantly throughout the race. So the first 19-mile loop went exactly to plan. I didn't go too fast.
That's
I did a
good.
lot of
Any pain?
hiking. I ran a good amount though. So when I got back to my
good.
family, I was feeling pretty good. I refilled my hydration bladder with 2 noon tablets for electrolytes. I restocked on the bars, I restocked on some rice balls, and then after about 10 minutes at the aid station, I was about ready to go. My dad forgot to bring new socks, which would have been nice, but it wasn't that bad. So I just went on my way and tried to get through the second loop. The second loop was where things started to get hard. The sun was getting high and it was starting to get actually really hot, a lot harder than the forecast was. It almost got to like 70 or 80, I think. That really put a toll on me. I started sweating a lot more.
Just finished up the first loop. Yeah, so it's about 19, 20 miles in. Just chugging along, you know, just the sun is a little suck. Yeah, I'm feeling good. My hip, it was worse, but now since I took a little break at the first loop, it feels better now. It just feels a little stale, like the hip flexor muscle or whatever is a little crispy, but hopefully it'll numb out or just go away. And hopefully it doesn't become a problem. All right, guys, back to it.
So I drank more electrolytes and I ate. Still was eating good food. Digestion was not a problem so far.
Got this little boiled potato with salt on it. Pretty good. I have a buddy to kind of motivate me to not lose her. I think it's a her. Double espresso. Again, this stuff hits.
The second loop was a grind until I got to about 36 miles in.
I'm about 37 and maybe a little bit left miles in, and sorry, my brain does not work very well. I got a mile to the end of the second loop where my pacers, my dad and my sister, will pace with me. But it's 4 o'clock right now and I started at 6:30. So that means once I get back, it'll be 4:10 maybe, hopefully, or maybe 4:20. As long as I can get going pretty quick, I could get sub 12 hours.
I had some Coca-Cola and I was freaking ready to go.
Because that would be 6:30 finish time. It's gonna be hard. I'm pretty toasted, but I feel a lot better than I did maybe 10 miles ago. But I'm still definitely toasted. But sub 12 would be sick.
So I finished up the second loop feeling pretty good. I got back to my parents and
Come on,
my dad
Thomas.
and my sister was going to pace me. So basically they're just gonna run with me to help me keep safe, make sure I'm okay. And it was getting dark out. So the dark would definitely be an interesting factor. The dark was definitely scary, but I was really glad that I would have 2 of my family members with me just to keep me safe. So from mile 38 to about 44 was okay. I was still in a positive mindset. I was feeling okay. Definitely, obviously extremely fatigued. I ran 38 miles already, so I was definitely tired. I had enough food in me. I'm still digesting okay. Electrolytes was good.
Thomas, I was holding the camera the wrong way for a second. So I was just recording myself.
Little selfie vlog. This is hitting different.
38 miles. Could be a lot worse. My hip flexor kind of really hurts a little bit, not too bad. And my foot is definitely swollen, but it doesn't really hurt. Would you rather have cheese dip or salsa, or one for the rest of your life?
I think cheese dip. I'm more of a cheese kind of girl.
Yeah, cheese dip is really good.
Yep.
The salsa has the spiciness.
For every 2 miles.
42 miles ish. Still alive, but definitely feeling it. Once I get like 3 miles away, it'll probably be no problem. But the next 4 might be hard. Or 7. But I'll put on David Goggins' podcast or my gym playlist. That should definitely help. Getting a little delirious. Mom usually gets delirious.
Delirious.
Alright, that's a good clip.
Mile 50K? Yeah, the 50 mile and 50K turnaround's the same thing, but I think it's marked 50K. So,
Okay.
yeah. Don't look for another 50.
Okay,
Get to 50, you're good.
Alright, peace out.
Hi, Haley.
Is Dad okay?
Huh? Is Dad okay? Yeah, he's okay. But he's kind of slow. So yeah, I think we're gonna turn around early pretty soon. And then you might even catch up with us, but I want to make sure I get back before you do, so I can get your final shot, you know?
That would be awesome.
Do you want to know what mile you're at? Or no?
How many miles? Oh, 6.
1.8. 1.8 miles to your turnaround. All right, Tommy, you got this. You got it. You're beast mode. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard.
But mile 44 was when my family had to turn back around, and basically just so they could be ready for me at the finish line. So I really, thanks again, family, for helping me in coming to the race and pacing me. It really meant a lot. But now is the real test. I knew I could do 25, 30 miles, 35 miles, okay? But the real test is those last 5, 10 miles. And now I was all alone, in the dark, just grinding through it. So at mile 44, there was an aid station, and then I had a mile and a half to go to get to the turnaround, and then a mile and a half to go back to get to the 3-mile aid station, and that would be 3 miles left, basically, to go. At that aid station, I had some potato chips, something. I think I might have had Coca-Cola. That was really good.
About 45 miles in, 5 miles to go. Definitely struggling. I've ran like 5 miles like a million times. Actually, probably like 100 times. I cannot run. Cannot run. Just need to keep chugging along. I also gotta take a shit. but I thought about digging a hole. But I can make it to the aid station in about 2 miles. So as long as I can hold it and not shit myself, that would be ideal. Trying to remind myself that in a few hours, just 2-3 hours, I'll be home. I can just sit down, chill, watch some dank memes or Impractical Jokers, or all I have to do is just endure a little bit more. And that little bit more feels like a lot, but it's not anything I haven't done before.
In my earbuds, I was playing the most motivational songs just to get through it. And yeah, 46, 47 was okay. So mile 47 was the 3 mile aid station, the one I already went to. At the 47 mile aid station, there was a lady there with a fire, which was really sick. She was playing with some Legos. We had a nice little conversation. Oh yeah, I definitely had to take a shit. I took a shit there. That was good. I remember talking about having some conversation. And keep in mind, during these ultra marathons, all your blood is going to your legs. You don't have any blood in your brain. So you kind of get really stupid and you get really confused. But I was okay, I guess. I had some conversation with her. I don't remember at all. And eventually I left and I kept going. And I almost got lost around mile 48. I almost got lost, but I found my way and it was okay.
3 miles to go. I made it to the aid station. That was a lifesaver. Took a shit. That felt pretty good. Yeah, I was worried I might seize up a little bit, but I'm thinking I'll be fine. Sat down, talked to the lady there for a little bit, bless her soul.
So at mile 48, there was another aid station. This one was a real lifesaver. It was a couple there in a van. They were really nice to talk to, really positive. That's how I was feeling. I said I was feeling okay. Nothing hurts that bad. Nothing specific hurts that bad. Obviously, it hurts everywhere. I had some pretzels. They cheered me on. Thanks to that, people. I love you. These last 2 miles were a serious grind. Basically, I finally had some real pain. My right knee mainly. It would just flare up for a few seconds, hurt really bad, and then it would kind of go away and be okay. And then it would come back again. And it started just to really bug me, and I was hoping to God that it wouldn't get so bad that I couldn't even walk. If I couldn't walk, obviously I could still crawl and make it to the finish line, but that would just not be ideal.
My freaking headlamp died. Crap. I have like 30% left on my phone, so I'm using the flashlight, which works. Not as bright as the headlamp, but definitely sucks. I should have brought an extra battery. I just thought I was only going to be in the dark for a couple hours and I'd be fine. But yeah, bring your shit.
Yeah, 48 to 49, that was rough.
1.5 freaking miles. My knee started to feel pretty bad. Everywhere else feels not horrible. Like, it doesn't hurt so bad. Like, yes, my hip hurts, my legs hurts, but I knew that coming into this, that's what would happen. But my knees started to just like flare up for a second, just especially going on the downhills. 1.5 freaking miles.
And then 49 to 50 was also extremely rough, but once I got about a half mile away, where I knew I was in this canyon that I knew was close to the start line, I was okay. I knew that it was basically over. I just had to get through that little bit.
I'm so freaking close. Let's go. I'm so close. Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? I know where the turn is into the canyon, and I'm like there almost. It's like right, yeah, it's right over there. And that canyon, once I get to the canyon, it's like a little bit ways into the start or finish line. Let's go. I can see the freaking finish line. I told my sister to start recording so I can get the finished footage. If you have something in mind that you want to do, you can do it. You just can't give up. If you give up, it's all over.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Go, Tommy, go!
He's hungry. Chase him. Alright, make sure he gets his medal. Got the medal. I'm chasing him. Yeah,
They're chasing you down.
Hold still. Yeah, make
Your medal.
Oh,
Good
sweet.
job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
Bedtime.
Well done.
We believed in you. We knew you could do it.
Eat some food first. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You did it, Tommy. 50 miles. You did it, Thomas.
I'm still alive.
Still alive.
Crossing that finish line was one of the best moments of my life for sure. I had put in 3 months of hard work, 6 or 2 years if you count like all the training of running.
Maybe a little bit.
Gatorade or soda.
Did it?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
21 years old, doing 50 miles. We've got a ton of hot food too.
Hey, that's almost equivalent to that little kid, 9 years old and doing a half marathon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you want some hot food, he can. Tyler can help you. We've got like turkey gravy. You can put on rice. We've got like a.
And it was really satisfying, just really satisfying to finish. I set out to do something and I did it. I never gave up. I never got too negative. Everything went pretty good about the race. My digestion was good. My electrolytes was good. That's because I had prepared. If you don't have to be lucky, luck favors the prepared.
You were running so fast at the end, I almost couldn't even figure out if it was you or not.
I was hustling. Ooh, bread and soup. Bread and soup is still good. Any 100-milers coming?
I don't think so.
I met 100 mile ago.
How you feeling?
Like a
Still
million
got
bucks.
more in the tank?
Yeah, we keep going a little more. No.
So what was the time?
I don't know, I don't care.
14 something. You'll see it eventually. Are you in like any major pain?
No.
Wow.
My knee really hurt for like a few seconds.
Oh,
It'll be fine. And then a little later it hurt more.
Get some cold ice.
If I can finish this video with one note, this is gonna sound really corny, but if you have a dream in mind to run a race, do an event, get this new job or something, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You just have to not give up. It's like I said at the start of the beginning of the video, all you have to do is not give up. That's all you have to do. Anything. Yeah, some things are going to be a lot harder than others. Running a 5K is a lot easier than running a 50-miler. But if you don't give up, you can do it. And that's what I did. And you just have to work on it. So, thanks for watching.